Okay.
I'll just ask them for some more. Yeah, hot water. Hot water. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so
Continue.
what would what would a what would the conditions be if you hold a British passport? Never mind the fact you're Indian or Chinese or Malay, but you're holding a British passport. Under what conditions do you think would persuade you to give it up, to give that up for a Singapore passport or a Malaysian passport, right? I mean, if you think of someone from China, you're holding a piece of paper or a Chinese passport 100 years ago, right, or 60 years ago. That's a different story because China didn't have the prestige, right, as the British Commonwealth. So of course, well, you want to forge a new nation, then you have this Singaporean passport. But why would you, what? So the older people, like my dad, have two passports, right? They had the British passport, and then they had the Singapore passport.
So the government did this, or they applied for it, your dad? So
The government, well, you were born in Singapore. Singapore was a colony of England, so you, of course, you had a British
Wow.
passport, right?
wow, really? Automatically?
Yeah,
Back then?
because and you're under the crown.
Oh, so
You're a subject of the kingdom, of the dominion of Great Britain, Ireland, and the lands, India
so the
and the
British
lands.
helped also to build this road or the buildings or like
Yes,
the British?
that's why the architecture is like this. Right, so the British had certain architecture, the Dutch had certain architecture, the Portuguese,
So they
the
send money
Spanish
here,
had certain.
they send
Yeah.
Resources.
Exactly.
There you go. Because when you declare independence, no one cut the source like a pipe.
Cannot have a British passport anymore. It was a big gamble. So when you talk about the 12 angry men on the canvas, Singapore's founders,
You want to cut?
they all have one thing in common.
Wow.
They don't want the British to rule over them. They want them as partners, trading partners,
Correct.
and educators and technocrats teaching you things, but not as an overlord. Yeah. So
Owner.
So while they are arguing among themselves, so the project must certainly be geared towards national unity, isn't it? Because although you have different factions, this was a very common thing. Factions within factions. Just like you have denominations breaking off from denominations to form new groups. This is called factionism, fractional, factions, right? But from a biological or a scientific point of view or a physical point of view, you have a thing called fractals.
What is this?
You see, every snowflake, the design of a snowflake, it follows in patterns of a much bigger meteorological pattern. That's why when you look from a satellite photo of a storm, it looks exactly like a constellation millions of light years away. Everything is a fractal of something else. That's what a colony is. It's a little London, little England in Asia. That's why people are fascinated when they come to places like here. They can't figure it out because everybody's Chinese looking or Malay looking or Indian looking. But then, hey, they all speak English. All the road signs are in English.
And also when you colonize, you first change language.
Exactly. That's what happened. Exactly what happened.
Because there's a confusion if there's none a similar tongue. It must be. And then sometimes when I remember the Bahamas, they change their history. They don't read the African.
Yeah.
They go for the Sir who's this Lord.
So the experience of somebody like Dr. Miles Monroe
Yes, experience.
is exactly the same as what we experience, but on the other side of the
The
globe.
other side globe.
You see.
Correct. They
But
change the
for
way
them,
they dress.
Yeah.
They drive also in the
But they were not the first people. The British were not the first people in that area.
Oh, they fight with because
Exactly. There's
Haiti.
a big.
See, Haiti very
Yes.
close. Here, Cuba is very close.
Yeah.
And then British.
Yeah.
Speak French.
And then
speak-
earlier than that, even before that,
Before
the
that.
plantations. Who colonized
Who
the South
colonized?
American? It was the Spaniards.
Oh my goodness, yeah. The Spanish, and then
So
they
the
fight.
Spanish and the Portuguese were rivals, right? And Christopher Columbus was from one side, but he
correct.
served the king and queen on the
Yes,
other side,
yes,
and
yes.
then he discovered here, and they brought slaves back. So you had this.
By boats, trading.
You had this sort of
trade routes.
that
Yeah.
followed the winds.
They follow the winds. And then he even saw this port where his ancestors arrived. And then they have this
From
name.
Africa.
That's
from
why
Africa.
Munro, you are the Lord. Yeah, he's the owner of this lake.
In-
Munro.
In
My goodness.
in Scotland, in Scottish terminology, in the lingo, the patois of the Scots, right? Monroe means mountain. Mountain, Monroe. Yeah.
Munro.
So the child is father to the man. That's a famous idiom.
The child is a father to a man.
When you look at a child, okay, Mackie, when you were so small, you can more or less figure what will he be like when he is like this age. Little bit. You can't tell everything, but you can tell some things. The seed will show you the fruit. It's the same concept. The child is father to the man, right? So in the seed of the crown of Buckingham Palace, of 10 Downing Street, in the seed of the English monarchy and the constitutional monarchy, you can see the seeds of the fruit that was born here, that blended with the British. That concept, that very Christian concept of metadidymic, all the genius
Wow.
within that seed, which is really, if you go back to the Ten Commandments, and then from the Ten Commandments you go back to Eden, the seed is planted there, right? In the Garden of Eden. It was the British who carried the commandments, right? Of course, the Spanish also did. Many of the Christian colonists were biblically based in legislation that was understood to be Mosaic, in traced back to the Mount Sinai, the Jews, right? So you even have a Jew in Singapore's. One of the 12 angry men would be your David Marshall, David Saul Marshall.
So much.
So the David is the name of the second king. Saul is the name of the first king, right?
Yeah.
And Mashal is the name of torch, the word torch in the Baghdad, Baghdadi Jew. But when he came to Singapore, the doctor cannot get his head around Mashal. So he said, why don't you put an R there to make it Marshall?
And even my name is British name.
Eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Henry.
Mart, Henry. But again, of course, the family name is very Filipino.
Exactly. It's blended.
Yeah, we have this
Hybrid.
hybrid also. You can see in the Philippines, we have Bongabong, Mindoro. There's a municipality of Bongabong. In Mindanao, there's like a town.
Yeah. So anything blended is more expensive. Like your drone, it's a camera with a plane.
The plane.
And your handphone, it's a camera with a phone. Plus, now it's a computer.
Yeah.
So blended technologies towards an end or a purpose, right? So what was the technology of that day the British brought with them? So many technology and also systems, the systems that they brought with them. Especially economics. How do you manage wealth? How do you create wealth and manage wealth? That's metadidymic, right? How do you lead teams? That's proestemic. How do you produce excellence in craftsmanship and artisanalship? That's diachronic, right? How do you see far and see beyond the veil to the real? How do you uncover the truth that's prophetic? Right? How do you manage trauma? How do you staunch the bleeding? That's eleemosynary. How do you create templates of learning and knowledge so that future generations can easily retrieve that system or that knowledge or that chart or that diagram, or that's didactic? How do you preserve history and culture, promote culture amongst people? linguistic, family literacy, linguistics, Well, that's paraclectic genius. That's storytelling in your stories, right? So all this genius, the genius of the gospel, is was carried on those boats
Wow.
from England or from Portugal or Spain, right? Spain went to Philippines, and then the ships
The ships.
blown to Japan, even to Kyushu Island. You know the movie Silence? Remember that
Yes,
movie by
imagine, yeah.
Scorsese?
Scorsese
What
movie.
was that about? That
Wow.
was about the 250-year revival,
Wow.
persecution of the Japanese Christian. How were they evangelized? It was through the boats that were smashed on the Nagasaki in the Kyushu Island, right? And then the priest came out. They were alive, and then they survived. And then they went and planted
Yeah.
the Japanese Christianity, the hidden Christians, right? This is during the shogunate period. So every culture, Philippines had it for I think 300 years or something,
Magellan,
or more than that.
this,
Magellan
Cebu.
in the south, and then you had Intramuros. My goodness, that it was a flourishing capital. And as the colonialists planted their version of Christianity, the gospel modalities, in the heart of what became known as the metropolis of Philippines now, of Manila, of NCR, you're talking about what, 20 million, or I don't know how many million, right? Statistics show there's 20 million people, but 25 million handphone subscribers. So some people have more than one SIM card, you see. Sometimes have 2 SIM cards in their phone, multiple SIM cards. But the point is that all of that you trace back is Intramuros. And how did Intramuros gain its currency? Well, it was the peseta, it was the Spanish peso, it was the Spaniards. So here, in this part of the land, was not Spanish but British. We had the same phenomena. It's called colonialism. So you want to talk about colon cancer? Some people see it, colonialism, as a cancer, but others see it as a good thing. Because how come we're wearing Western dress now and eating with baked beans and eggs or something, fried eggs or something?
Yeah, language, food, history,
art, jewelry, everything for haircuts, everything. I mean,
the fashion,
in
correct.
China,
Even if it's so hot, they wear like in the UK, it's so cold.
the suit.
Hot sun.
That was part of the
Also
dress
before?
of the
Yeah, the
Peranakan, the men.
Oh.
They have suit. But the women, of course, they have the kabaya, the sarong kabaya, or the kurong.
Yeah, I saw this in the old photo, right? In the wall.
Yes, yeah.
The men.
With the hat, some have hats.
Yeah, the
and all
men.
that, yeah.
Very.
So that's the culture. They wanted to be, they were the king's Chinese or the queen's Chinese, right? So that means they were brought up, right, that way. Like the Jews, they're brought up without eating pork. The same thing with Muslims, they're brought up without eating pork. So very hard for them to change. And if you are brought up on Christmas and Easter, it's very hard for you to change the Hanukkah and tabernacles. I mean, it's possible, but ethnically, you are what you are because of geography. It's a geography of thinking too, right? So you have this blend. The moment you come to Asia, It's a blend of East and West and North and South. That's what needs to be captured in this canvas, this 12 Angry Men canvas, right? It's just it's a meme when you say 12 angry men. They're not angry all the time, but they were all, let's say, hungry for change. And transformation. They were hungry.
So they initiated change. They don't wait the change to change.
Well, you can say that.
Yeah,
But
they
you can also
initiated.
say that change was already happening
Okay.
in the 19th century. A lot of the colonies were wanting to grow up and become independent. And only Singapore took longer time to grow up, maybe. But at that time, many, many countries, you look from 1948, the establishment of Israel, right? The re-establishment of the state of Israel. That whole 1950s, 1960s, every nation was becoming independent.
Oh.
But the problem was leadership, post-independence leadership. Who's going to lead the country once the white man is out? This was why they were angry and hungry and at each other's throats. They were sworn enemies. These guys hated each other. That's what you have to capture on your canvas, right?
Imagine.
They're all looking at the camera,
Yeah.
right? But they, at that time, they couldn't shake hands with each other because they were sworn enemies. They were political opponents, right? Or, like David Marshall, he tried to win over Rajaratnam or maybe Lee Kuan Yew to his Labour Front government, right? Or J.B. Jayaratnam, he's at the Lavender MRT station, passing out tracts, trying to win over support for Workers' Party. Chiam Si Tong and other opposition members. Similarly.
Wow.
So it's a complete chaos after the British left.
Wow.
Because there's a fight. There's anger. There's hunger. There's greed. Oh, you think of the opportunity to get rich, because who is going to manage this in a post-colonial situation? Oh, then there's the banks, and that's could grow into OCBC today. All these different Standard Chartered.
Imagining also the responsibility, it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
Because whatever they presented, they must be backed it up with their name.
Yeah.
Or because this is nation.
Right.
And then it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one person calls it greed. Like Buddha would call it greed. But you can see greed as hunger. You can see not greed, but hunger. So if you had a bank manager, let's say I'm the bank manager, who do I get as my employees? It was very nepotism. That's how you get nepotism. You get your nephew, you get your this person, that person, your relatives to come in and join forces with you. Right? So that's how do you employ somebody? Why do you employ somebody? A stranger. When you can employ your own flesh and blood, your own relatives. So let's say there's a bank headquarters in Penang. They open a branch in Singapore. Who do you have in Singapore that's your relative will be the one to manage that branch for you, you see. So this is not exactly a healthy situation, but it was survival in those days. So that's why he said some people call it greed, right? Like the Buddha would call it greed. But from another point of view, you have no choice but to survive and to thrive. So your your business cannot survive without trust. The currency of business, of any business, it's not Sing dollar or USD or peso. It's trust. As long as you trust, you shake hands or whatever, that's good enough. That's how you do business in the old days. It's not through, you didn't even have company registration. This was one of the big problems of the British, to hold a person accountable, a local person accountable. If you're dealing, the British didn't deal with locals. They dealt with their company, like the East Indies Company and all. These are the reputable companies, right? It's just like if you take a plane today, you buy a ticket. You cannot just get onto any airplane that has propeller or jet engines and anyhow, you don't know how can you trust this plane with your child or yourself, right, or your family on holiday. You better go to something that's reputable and trusted, right? Then you don't mind to spend the money to buy the ticket because you know that hotel or that transportation company or that aviation company is not going to kill you. You see, same thing with trust with a bank. Why would you put money in a bank that you don't trust? You might as well put it under the mattress. So that's what happened. A lot of people buried holes and put the money in tin can, the Milo tin cans. It would rather than to trust it. Do you trust this guy? So in those days, credit was still there, but it was based on a handshake or based on a clanal kind of a thing. The Teochew clan, the Hokkien clan, the Hakka clan, the Cantonese clan, things like that. So that's where they will help you to find a job. They will help you. But all these clans also are like secret societies. They can also execute justice. They can have protection. They're like mafia. They can extract or demand protection money. So chaos again, so when there's this whole period of, some would say, anger, greed, and disillusionment, but others would see it as simply, hunger, ambition, and a vision for the future. So it depends on how you look at this. Is it a virtue or a vice? So when we say 12 angry men, it's not that they're angry all the time. Of course, they have their families and all that, but they were in the milieu of anger, greed, and disillusionment, right? But what the devil meant for evil, God turned it around for good to where we are now, where we are not angry. We're not supposed to be angry people. We are ambitious people. We want to be number one in everything. The airport number one, the trains is number one, banking number one, medical number one, education number one. That kind of ambition. Some people call that anger. Oh, anger,
Yeah.
right?
It's like also a person, if he or she is not angry enough, won't change. Because, I'm okay. Then suddenly, like, I cannot take this. I want to, like, it irritates. I think also what makes you angry, I think that's your vision.
Yeah.
You want to improve. It's like, why is this bowl? I see something different. This should be bigger a little bit. It's like you're angry enough that to change this
Yeah.
because you see something much better.
Yeah.
Because idea, it's always like to make it a little bit better. Maybe the old idea a little bit minus 10%. No,
Yeah.
it's still working, it's still idea, but you come up with a new one.
Yeah.
Then you challenge the old one. Then you
Yes.
see, it's better. We have
Yeah.
5G now. Before 5G, we're not going to 3G to go down, to go up,
No.
up.
Yeah. Faster speeds.
Yeah. So it always angry people do this, Pastor Jerry.
Yeah.
Never like people are like in the beach.
Yeah. 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 Mañana.
They
Yeah,
are like,
no,
oh,
no,
so
no.
nice today. They don't
No.
think this
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
They're always on the like anger mode, you know? Like this cannot. Tomorrow I will wake up
Yeah.
tomorrow.
There
I
has to be
will
a certain amount of dissatisfaction
dissatisfaction.
before any change will happen, right? So now we go over to the idea of the free school. Okay? So once the borders are secure, once the house, there's enough food to eat, every society will want to then create those templates for the passing on of your, you experience God, how do you pass it on?
Yeah.
That's our theme, our motto, isn't it, in Oikos? Experience God's love, pass it
Passing
on.
it on.
How do you pass it on? Well, one way is through school, right? So
Pass it on the responsibility. I think that's the
yeah, and also train them
train
before you
them.
pass anything.
Correct. Train them to how to catch the fish. you
Right.
know?
So in some sense, you have some time, but the truth is, parents, the milieu of education, the epicenter of education is not the school, it's the home. Because early childhood experts already say by the time of 6, game over. If you haven't disciplined your child by the age of 6, it's too late. You're gonna see some problem happening in 13 years old, 16 years old, 18 years old, right? So preschool, kindergarten is absolutely the essential education that a mother or father can give. And of course the school can supplement. So that's where preschool comes in. It's actually a luxury. You don't actually need this. You can homeschool them. At home would be the absolute number one, the best. But if you do need to send a child at 6 years old, 4 years old, or 5 years old, if at all, it's just for 1 hour, 2 hours a day or 3, then it's not babysitting, it's productive time, it's increasing, expanding, it's Better Baby Institute,
So, also, Pastor Jerry, why is it the next generation always criticize the path? Like,
Sorry?
why is it like there's always like a, I know this is like the young ones always believe like, no, those are the old days, that's not irrelevant to the current day today, and
Yeah, but
those
they
are
wouldn't
just-
say that if the parents, if the father
parent-
or mother was
or-
a hero.
Oh, there you go.
Do you
I-
think Dr. Miles' children
correct,
would
correct.
say, "Oh, Dad, that's the old way of thinking"? When the dad is flying around in a jet and
If a good-
having
a
if
good
you were
example.
not a good example,
If you're not a good
they
example,
would not say that this is old,
correct,
right?
correct.
They would look up to your. That's one. That's
what
one
I'm
of the
thinking. Like,
goals of
yeah, that
fatherhood.
should be
to be a hero of your children.
That should be the goal, because
That's the proper.
if whatever you're passing it on,
Yeah, it's
you
lousy, then
allow.
they don't want it.
They said, no, I will
Why would
sell
I
the
want it?
company.
This is old. I will do my own thing,
Yeah, I will do my own thing. I will
right?
sell the company right away.
But I mean, it's not a truism, because in Jesus' parable of the younger son, the parable of the son, the two sons, right? Both complain. One
Oh,
want to
yeah,
go
yeah.
away. The other one complained when he
When
was
he's
there,
there. Oh, oh,
right?
correct.
So this is a human. It's a human predicament of the father. You have two sons. One run away because he does not satisfy. He's not happy with. He doesn't appreciate. He's take for
But the
granted.
other one never run
The
but
other one,
complain.
but he was
He's satisfied.
a pain in the neck, right? And he was not also satisfied.
Yeah.
The younger son did what the older son thinking in his mind, but he didn't have the guts to go, right? But then the younger son, when he was there, he think about the older son and why did he stay? Why didn't I stay? Did I make a mistake? Yes, I think I'm hungry. That's why I'm hungry, right? It's only when they came back together again that there was music in the house and joy returned.
Also, is it the design of God that He allow crisis? He allow, but He never created it. You know,
What?
it's like crisis. God never created a
Crisis.
crisis,
Ah,
but He allow a certain period
yeah.
so
Well,
that
I
He
mean,
can promote a young boy Joseph.
again, the question of the word crisis
Oh, there's no crisis,
maybe
yeah.
maybe a perception, not a reality.
Or famine. We
Yeah.
call it famine.
Yeah. It might be that crisis is simply a perception, not God's reality. Your perception of a crisis
Correct.
is not necessarily God's reality.
Yeah.
Because from the
There's
throne,
no
he's
crisis
laughing.
there. Yeah, there's
He's saying,
no.
I have him where I want him to be. I got him I got him now. Because he's now in the far country.
Correct, correct, correct.
Now he's thinking. So he let it play out. Right? Also,
Yeah, because-
Joseph is not he's not an easy child. Right? He needed to go
Yeah.
through the prison. He needed to go through all the hell.
But God
So he
never.
can come back.
But God never showed this cry where he going through.
Yes.
Because it's like Joseph, God showed only the
Yeah.
end. You will
Correct.
sitting on the throne, but God never showed like you will go to the pit, you will go to the prison. If God showed that to Joseph, Joseph was said, forget the throne.
Yeah.
I don't want. Like, I will be sold. I will be
Yeah.
going to jail.
Yeah.
So that's what I see a visionary, Pastor Jerry. Sometimes God along the way, God not shows the hardships, but He shows like one day you will have a gallery or you have a studio or like you have a
Yeah.
it's like wow, and then the visionary captured it like yes, yes.
Yeah.
But along the way, people don't understand, criticize,
No.
no support.
Yeah. So that's why Jesus just blanket. He said, "Judge not, that you be not judged," because one day you will be through that ringer, and you don't want people to judge you and say, "Oh, that guy,"
that guy, yeah.
because you don't know. Because there are layers of intelligence, there are layers of knowledge, and God's layer is the highest layer. So we are here somewhere. We can't see when we're going through we call it crisis. The perception from our point of view. But from heaven's point of view, heaven's eye view, is not crisis
It's an
at all.
opportunity.
It's exactly. It's the plan of God. But you have to stick with the program.
Yeah.
You have to follow the directive. You must not lose the plot. There's a plot in every crisis, and it will lead you to success. And
Yeah. So some people
Right.
see it crisis, some people see it opportunity.
right, two men behind bars.
Yeah.
One saw the mud, the other saw the
The
stars.
stars. I see.
Right?
Imagine. And I think,
Caller for some
yeah.
coffee. Hang on.
You add latte, also latte.
Can we have some coffee?
Yeah, so latte in.
Do you serve a pot?
No, only.
No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Latte.
So
is
two
fine.
latte?
Yeah. Two. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
So two men behind bars is a famous saying. One saw the mud, the other saw the stars. It's a matter of perception, right? So two workers in the field, and you ask them, "What are you building?" And one says, "I'm laying the bricks." The other guy said, "I'm building a cathedral." It's two different perspectives. The guy laying the bricks, he's cussing and swearing. It's so hot, and it's not getting
It's
paid
like, I'm
enough,
just
and
saying,
blah blah blah.
yeah.
The
But
other fella,
oh, we're building a beautiful cathedral.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
same thing.
So it
two
feel-
men, two men in the church. One is looking at his watch,
Oh,
and he's thinking, "What the heck? This sermon is too long," and and all that, right? The other fella, he paid his tithe, so he's
correct.
he said, "What, this is so interesting," because
yeah.
and I'm getting so much out of it because he's got that vision for tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
The other fella is just going on about complaining about even the sermon is too long, right? But he's not. So your perception of a crisis is different from the reality from heaven's point of view. The two Greek words for this. One is anthropos. It means man. It's the basis of the word anthropology. The other is Uranos. Uranos is the name of the Uranus, the planet, Uranus, right? But Uranos is the Greek word for heaven, where God lives and his angels. So the Bible teaches us we have to live from where? Which perspective? From anthropos or Uranos? Where's our epicenter? If your epicenter is Uranos, it's the kingdom. If the epicenter or the center is anthropos, it's man. You, man, my wealth, my education, my man is the center of all. Like that Leonardo Vitruvian man, where there's a center, and right in the center is man and his modality. No, it must be God and his modality given to man. Then we live from heaven's point of view, from strength. We go from strength to strength, glory to glory. We're always on an upward journey, onward, upward journey, right?
Wow.
So from anthropos, from the point of view of anthropos, a man who has Uranos in his heart will be considered as deluded and crazy. Anthropos always is as, another Apostle Paul, he have the same dialectic, but he uses two different Greek words. One is sarx, flesh, and the other is pneuma, is spirit or breath. So in Romans, most Christians are Pauline in that sense, that we follow sarx and pneuma, and that the flesh, sarx, is at war against the pneuma, spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit, and they are at enmity with one another, right? But in the Gospels, you have this same dialectic, but from Jesus' point of view, it's always anthropos is at war with Uranos, and Uranos is at war with anthropos.
Wow.
Right? And each sees the other as strange. If you're living from epicenter is Uranus, you will see why would these people be wasting their lives on smoking or whatever, dancing, wine, women, and song. Why would you be wasting your life on that?
Thank you.
Right? Thank you
Yes.
so much, man.
Yeah, because always I remember if God wants to have a change, He always uses men, uses people. Because if God is sovereign, why pray? Because he can change like in his
Yeah.
by His word. He is so powerful. He's sovereign.
Yeah.
Anytime He wants to change, but why He uses man? Why He always partner with this tiny little being?
Yeah.
Because that's what also my question. If God is sovereign, why we pray? Why we God, our world, so we want change, and God is like, what do you want? What kind of change you want? So therefore, I believe that I remember this prayer is
Okay. Thank you.
earthly license for heavenly interference for prayer. Then we pray, we gather, said we want change, and okay, then God partnered.
Yeah,
with it.
that's a good. We don't have the right to change until we're given a license or a permission from on earth. We receive that commission or permission, which is the Great Commission. Right? We already received it, in some sense, in order to open the gates for heavenly interference, so-called interference, but it's not really interference. It's turning your world right side up. It's upside down
correct,
now.
Correct, correct. And He uses these amazing leaders. Now, how many of them, like, they are just very angry, and then, sometimes maybe, but I want to stop praying. I want to stop. I start acting. I have too much time in the, prayer. I said no. Maybe later I will go now there to the registration. I will go to the court hearing or
Yeah.
because a parliamentary debate. They're listening. They're taking notes. And then, can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I interject?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about here? This is
Yeah. So the secret chamber
sick.
is the Matthew 6:6. Shut the door. Shut the door. Enter into your private closet and shut the door. The command. See, you got Matthew 6:6, and then you have Matthew 6:26. So in Matthew 6:6 is enter in secret. Father will see you in secret.
And
Then Matthew 6, that's 6:6. 6:26 is that. Then there's a moment when you said, behold, consider the lilies, see the birds. So you cannot see, you will see the beauty only at 6:26. You will encounter the wealth of the nations, the beauty of nature, the discovery of all the things that God has stored in store for you, but only when you go first through shut the door. Seek Him in secret.
yeah, If my people humble themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. And then I will heal their land.
Yes. And then, but first, humble yourself.
Humble yourself.
Yeah. So the priority is always humble yourself in the sight of God, right? Under the mighty hand of God. Humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, and He will lift you up in due
In due
season.
season.
In due season, right? Now, this
Amazing.
is a Judeo-Christian ethic, right? It's a New Testament ethic. It's a teaching of Apostle Paul, for example, right? But it is in a way we can only look back with hindsight on the history of these 12 angry men. We can only look back. We cannot, it's very hard to see it at the time. They were angry men. They were hungry men. They could have been seen as deluded men, especially the Lee Kuan Yew, right? At that time. Do you know one of the big controversies among the Chinese educated? But everybody, even myself, when I had to go to the army, why must you disrupt your civilian life
Correct.
to go to the army? For what? Oh, national defense. So there's a draft, there's a conscription, there's a mandatory, compulsory national service. Why should you go and sit in the jungle, wet, totally in the middle of a storm, right? In a poncho, in the middle of the jungle, separated from your
Imagine.
family, right? And hot food and hot shower. Why should you be?
Some
Because-
nation like Philippines, we don't need. But if we decide no, we don't join.
Yeah.
Because also when you sign up to the army, you sign up for your death certificate.
Yeah.
Because you also you
Yeah.
are not anymore a civilian.
Yes, correct. So, inadvertently, because we had to develop our own armed forces, we learn all these principles of the kingdom. We didn't know it at the time.
When you're an army.
We are to be not entangled with civilian affairs, as it says in the scriptures, right? Because you need to please your commanding officer.
Correct.
Oh, well, we didn't know that 60 years ago. So all the people rioted, many of the fathers crying when they send the boys on the truck. And then even the ministers' sons, they all had to go when you hit 16, 17. And crying on the trucks
because
and,
of
bye-bye. Actually, but then they learn now. Hey, don't do this. This is crazy. They're not.
They're not going to.
They're not going to die necessarily. They're
Because
just going
yeah.
for. But it's a disruption. It's an interruption to their civilian life. You see.
But it's a way different when they saw the truck. This truck will bound to Iraq.
A what?
To Iraq. So you see the 10 trucks.
Yeah. That's
Where
a different
going?
story. Yeah. Depends on where you're going.
Afghanistan, all the.
Yeah.
So,
Well, in
yeah.
order to
So citizens,
avoid.
citizens and army are different.
Yeah. In order to avoid that kind of conflict, right? War.
Then some
There must
citizen,
be deterrence.
some citizen in the enjoying when they're watching the news. I'm catching the war. They're drinking coffee, like looking at the war,
Yeah.
and then the army fight. Oh. Then they drink like, oh my goodness, 10 people died.
Yeah.
I need to go now because I have a meeting.
Yeah.
I will catch up later to the war.
Yeah.
Still,
But not engaged.
Not
what you're
engaged.
saying. Yeah, not engaged.
so in the Bible, I do believe army is the angel. But we are the citizen. We should be enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes Christian will be, we are the army of God.
Okay.
Go
All right.
fight. For what?
Yeah.
No, I think angel will fight for us. How
yes,
about
of
this?
course, angels will be fighting, and yet the role, they are messengers. Angels are messengers.
Messengers
They are
also.
just runners.
Okay.
We have command. We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
commission.
yeah,
We have commissions,
Yeah, oh, I
and
think
we
that's
have
amazing.
jurisdictions,
Yeah.
and we have territorial covenants that have been given to us over a certain area. I cannot do what I do in Geylang. I try to do it in Samal. It may not work.
Yeah, correct.
But you have jurisdiction over,
Samal.
let's say, Samal.
Correct.
You can do, it's different
Different.
because you have a covenant with your God. I have my covenant with my God, right?
We're
But if you come
effective.
into my territory, of course we share the fruit and the harvest together. You see, and vice versa.
Vice versa.
It's very important to know who has jurisdiction over what area, because these are covenantal agreements between
Wow.
Uranos and Anthropos.
The heavenly
We are
host.
Anthropos. We can never not be Anthropos, right? So
Amazing.
there is Angelos. Angelos is angel,
Oh.
but it's God doesn't give them. We are the higher.
We're higher than the
We're,
angel.
we're correct.
Wow.
So if the angels are in battle, it is actually our battle that they're fighting.
Wow. Imagine.
But it's not necessarily we are fighting it, but we are
Yes,
we are nevertheless responsible for that. What
Correct,
happens to that territory?
correct.
Like, I'm very concerned that there's a room upstairs on the 3rd floor. It's a fire hazard with people living there that have no proper decent living conditions.
Yeah, the
Right?
left side, yeah. The third.
And they connect wires as they wish, and
then one day, like,
then they're
like
yeah,
gone.
it's like that, right? So how? So this is our jurisdiction, our covenant. So okay, how can we do that? Right? The old man, he already died on the lion dance troupe man. He died.
So, one left.
One left up there.
Oh my goodness.
And after that, at least
So what is that? One day if they're gone, so
school.
that's
That's the
cool.
idea of the free school.
Ah.
Okay, so
Interesting.
jurisdiction-wise, it's not on my conscience anymore. I've done my part. That's what I can do, right?
So, but the lower ground, they never trying to, this is business for them. They're very
Licensing.
Licensing.
Also, you cannot, down there,
Down there,
it's
hardware
snapped up
license.
is because of business, right? Unless the Lord says hold the school there.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But then it's not it may not be a free school, or it may not be in our century. It might be in a different time frame. You see,
Imagine if also down, it will be covered
Huge.
with.
huge. Yeah. It's to be like an international school already.
Oh wow.
Excuse me.
Down. Imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
6 rooms.
But if that's the
cover
case,
already three.
you might as well build up, because you can already make skyscraper.
There?
Yes.
Allowed
I
already?
mean, on the plan, in the plot ratios and all of that, you can actually go up with a
Another
certain
2.
time. Another 2, right?
So 8.
Etc. Yeah. But
Imagine,
you don't run faster than. I mean, the Angelos will tell you your pace at which you're to go to. You see.
Yeah, I think this is very good if you already, you're like an architect. You're an architect now. I see you. You create a plan, like a design in your
Yeah.
put it ready and then just present it to God, and then God says like, okay,
Who are the manpower? Who are the people? Who are the experts? You say the educators
yeah, He
that
said
we
this
need.
already, like, okay,
Yeah.
and then
Or maybe there's multiple.
okay, let's do it. So He just send one man or
Yeah.
two, buy that property,
Yeah.
develop in 6 months,
Yeah.
build the library is finished, and then okay, it's like this. I still believe that. I still believe that because yeah, God is like, yeah, you're an architect. You are doing something that preparing, and it becomes a. But it's not like one thing I like about what you're doing. It's not about like just like a building, but more than that, you're building people. So then people cannot be corrupted along the way. Building will be destroyed by earthquakes or the wiring or old, the technology
Yeah.
were old. But along the like 50 years from now, 100 years from now,
Mahogany. Yes. It's a
still
mahogany
there,
vision.
still there. Like a wood. Wood is more stronger than steel.
Well, we've been already 33 years,
My goodness.
right, to build
To
this
build this.
infrastructure. Spiritual infrastructure must come first. Seminary must come first before
So
the
yeah.
school, right?
So
But
yeah,
the
we
church
are the
comes
new
before
one.
the seminary.
So you tap to the art,
Yeah.
tap to the lawyers. I do believe that you are tapping to in a different
Educators.
class. Yeah, educators,
Vision.
musicians, artists, lawyers.
So the idea is to form this governors and regions grouping, right, of professionals who are from young trained to think
Yeah, trying to think.
and to look at consequences. If you
Correct.
do this, this will happen. If you
Correct,
do that,
correct.
this will happen. What's the best course? What's the best way forward, right? It
So-
takes great thinking and great higher order, they call it higher order thinking, higher order lateral thinking. Yeah. Not just,
Or study first the consequences before making a decision.
yeah, you need the planners in. The,
That's why I appreciate Daphne. This lady, she thinks all the time. Sometimes, or she puts room for consequences. And she debate. Oh, how about it will? There's like possibility. It's not negative, but consequence. You know, if you create this, this will be like a ripple effect. Then you can create a good, because some legislator now they just pass the law but they never study the consequences, what the effect. And when they implement, they said no, we're just experimenting.
oh,
My goodness, experimenting people. We don't know yet because it's still new. But I think it's good to invest more onto the consequences also. If this will be applied, then what's the next? What's really the effect of this?
yeah.
And
Well, I mean, you can, it depends on, I mean, there must be room for failure. There must
failing
be
up.
failing
How about
up.
failing up?
Yes.
Not
And
falling
you
down.
learn. You learn
learn.
from that, right? Cannot be so frightened of failure that you don't move. Then you become paralyzed.
Yeah, paralyzed.
The slightest pain only, oh, must go for,
Yeah.
some therapy or something. No.
No.
You walk it out. It'll go away. It's not like what the mountain guide told us, right? If ever you have any pain in your leg on the mountain, don't sit down.
Oh.
Keep going. Because get off the mountain. The moment you sit down, you will forever be sitting.
Yeah, but
you
Elon,
don't want to get up.
But Elon said, if you want encouragement, don't do it.
Huh?
If you want encouragement, if you want a very,
Good feelings.
I know it's a very, I cannot. When I remember this, like, if If you want encouragement, don't do it. If you want inspiration, don't do it.
Meaning?
Meaning, you yourself, it's like you were like so angry, like no, I will do it, like because people always like like I want inspiration, I want very inspirational words so that I can do it.
Oh, okay.
How about don't do it?
Yeah. That's
Then you feel like
you'll be fine.
no,
Do
you
nothing.
die.
What you're saying is
you're dying yourself. You
Oh.
are shooting your
okay.
foot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you will like
Yeah.
I will do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, even if no one helped me, I will still do it.
Okay. Right.
Then that's the greatest encouragement of all. Elon said, don't do it. Don't do it. It's like eating glass. Like on
So,
abyss. If you're having a dream, just to don't start. Because it's hard.
No.
It's not gonna just like drinking coffee latte.
Yeah,
You eating glass.
Yeah.
Staring into the
Yeah,
galaxy. Are you ready? Are
Well-
you ready to cry? Are you ready to being criticized?
This is what we have to think about when we are starting anything.
You
Right?
will cry.
We have to look at the consequences. We look at the
Consequences.
But long term, the benefits will outweigh all of these
Okay.
when
Imagine,
when
yeah.
it is done not with anger, greed, and disillusionment, but when it is done with not from the point of anthropos, but from the point of uranos. You see. So from heaven's point of view, if God tells you to do it, if God commissions you to do it, if it is within your remit to do it, right, and you know you are the person given the jurisdiction to do it, you have no choice. You're a soldier. You're under the command. You have to please your commanding officer, right?
Amazing. Imagine, no? Exciting. The future looks bright. But I'm excited for many days of crying and loneliness and sadness. It's fine. I welcome this. People will leave you. People will not understand. I expect crisis to come. I said. Then one day it will come. I said, oh, gotcha. I have this already in my notes. This particular feeling. Because crisis comes with different forms. Emotional, or dying, monetary, nothing. All like, then crisis will not even ask, tomorrow I will go to your home. Just like this.
Yeah.
Comes like quick. They're like, people are like crying already because it's like, oh, I'm not. Where's my insurance? Or no, we're not insured. We're like, we should not be our. It's like we want to be like we want to be secure, right? But not really. Our security must be in the Lord, that He never changed. But earth, everyone will change. Only two things will not change: God and His promises. Everything else will change. Go old, the paint will crack, the road will have a hole. Change. Before it's so polished, now it's ugly. So, God will never change, but He's the God of change. I was like, wow, this is amazing to think. So I expect now. I think Oral Roberts says this. Prepare for the worst and expect the best, and prepare for the worst.
Expect the miracle,
It's
he
been a
said,
miracle.
and expect the miracle every day.
And
what he
then,
said, yeah.
but prepare
Yeah.
for the.
I'm not sure he said. I think that's more a Boy Scout thing. But the point is
Expect
that
the best,
19
prepare for the worst.
no,
My goodness.
1963, he took a shovel, and because he heard the word of the Lord say, "Build me a university," and their work will exceed yours, he said. Right? The Lord said that to Oral. And so he took a shovel and he went out to some land and he dig a hole, and then he called all the media. He did like a podcast, right? So he's talking and he digs the hole and he says, "In this hole we will groundbreaking for a university."
Really?
1963, that's how we all ended up in
Tulsa.
Oral Roberts, you see.
Wow. So he saw already.
He saw it.
But people in the media like, what is this? It's just
So
shovel.
it was newsworthy. It was newsworthy because here's this deluded man,
It's
angry
like,
man.
angry man.
He's an getting old man.
That's true.
He's a has-been. He's a has-been. He's peaked, reached his peak. He's just an angry man. He's just a greedy man for people's money, and he's just a deluded man. So he digs a hole. He just wants attention. But wait a minute, is it true? Or is he hungry man, ambitious man? He's got a visionary man, right? So you look at the symbols of the political parties in Singapore. Hammer, lightning, violent things, you say. But in the Bible, you look at the symbols, eagle,
man,
ox,
oxman.
lion, man, lion, ox, eagle, man,
And that's the only two animals. So ox also, right? So
ox
but
is
God
part
is
of that.
God is also putting himself like identify himself these two animals mostly, the eagle, vision, the lion, leadership,
Yeah,
the attitude.
yeah.
Oh, vision and attitude. And why is the lion is the king of the jungle? He's not even bigger than the hippo, taller than the giraffe.
Yeah,
But when the giraffe saw the lion, they run not
Yeah.
towards the lion,
yeah,
away from the lion, like run, because the lion saw the elephant or the giraffe lunch.
yeah, yeah,
They will go to lunch now.
yeah. Yeah.
They don't afraid if like one stump they die, because it's so small.
Yeah, yeah.
But their brain is so, no, we will eat. Their adversary, they turn it into a meal.
Yes.
And when I saw this, like a pattern of attitude, so when I see myself, oh, well, I said, I have a opportunity. I said to myself, wow, I still have a chance in life.
So the old
Amazing.
English proverb talks about these two ideas, that there is courage. There is courage,
Courage, okay.
right? And there's also caution. And in what circumstances should you exhibit courage?
Ah, okay.
And in what circumstances caution? Right?
Okay.
Because
okay.
if to get on a boat 140 years ago and leave China in rough seas, if you have not the courage when courage is required, you will still be stuck starving in China, right?
Amazing. Yeah.
But when you are here in this land, right, circumstances, you made it, then you must continue, that courage must continue in the daily doing of your duty. So in that sense, you're cautious too. You're cautious, you're careful in order to fulfill what is required of you. But at some point in time, you may be required to exhibit that that courage again
Again.
at the moment when the opportune time has come for you to shift to that higher level.
So which is more to exhibit? More courage or more cautious?
So it's like a sine curve. It's like a wave.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But courage first, courage, and then cautious,
here,
cautious,
and
cautious,
then
cautious,
ca-
cautious, cautious,
caution
and then
always
courage
brings
again.
that
Stability.
yes. Well, there's
No.
never any stability actually in life. There's only peaks and troughs of
No plateau?
there's
There's a plateau also, like do nothing
not
and then
such a good idea to plateau because
Yeah.
your boat cannot move.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it will be stuck there in the doldrums for weeks, you know. Or
So
the
plateau
storm-
is like lukewarm, or like you are like you don't
Yeah.
you're that.
there's no wind.
There's no wind.
Nothing in to catch your sails.
So it must be like this all the time.
A little bit. It's better than nothing. Yeah. But I mean, you can't dictate, right? Right. You just have to be prepared.
So which comes first, courage or caution?
It's part of the same wave, but hopefully your one wave, at some point in time, one wave will catch another wave going up.
Oh,
It might be the courage of somebody else's courage. And then you jump on that wave, right? And then, or you're going up and somebody jumps on your wave and comes up. So is it two is better than one? One is down, the other is up.
it's like a
So
roller
the
coaster.
up will encourage the down to come up.
And you're like, oh, you're,
Yeah, that's
and
what.
then,
Yeah, that's what the saying means. Two is better than one. Shall we get some more? See if there's any